Hornbill TV. As we have updated before, on Manipur's latest upheaval, just days after the state returned to an elected government, fresh violence has erupted now in the hill districts. According to latest updates, a total shutdown has been imposed in Tuibong in Churachandpur district following night-long clashes between protesters and security forces. Tear gas, baton charges, stone pelting, the unrest stretched well into the early hours, forcing authorities to step up deployment. After the new BJP-led government was formed in Manipur, with Yumnam Khemchand Singh sworn in as Chief Minister and also Nemchar Kipgan appointed as Deputy Chief Minister, widespread protests and unrest have erupted, especially in the hill districts dominated by the Kukizo community. The protests are largely concentrated in Kukizo-dominated hill districts, including Churachandpur, parts of Kangpokpi and also other hill areas bordering the Imphal Valley. To know more about what's happening there and get an update on the situation in these hot zones, let's connect with our correspondent from Manipur, Mubasir Raji. Mubasir?
Yes, hello.
Yes, hello Mubasir, thank you for joining us. Mubasir, first of all, I want to ask you, why did the government fail to anticipate violence in Tuibong despite clear warning signs of unrest in the hill districts?
Well, Solo, you rightly pointed out it was expected that some form of anger will be expressed by the people, as we clearly said the night is when the Kukizo MLAs decided that they will join the newly formed government. There was already resentment. Particularly, the resentment was particularly toward their deputy CM, Mrs. Nemchar Kipgan. She is a deputy CM, even though she failed to come to Imphal for the swearing-in ceremony. Also, she attended the swearing-in ceremony through virtually. So there are a lot of resentment, particularly in Kuki areas, as the situation deteriorated around 6 p.m. yesterday. People have started come out in large number into Churachandpur, Tuibong area, and there was a lot of clashes, between the security personnel and these protesters. Tear gas shells were fired. Police tried to control it. But fortunately, this morning everything seemed to be normal. As the entire area has been declared as total shutdown. There was not much, but still, we cannot say much, as there is a schedule rally by this Kukizo women for human rights groups around noon. So once again, the situation might escalate as the rally started. Yes, follow back to you.
All right, Mubasir, since I delved right into the big question, now how is the situation there now, as of now?
Situation as of morning, it's still normal because due to this total shutdown, not much people are coming out. So at the moment, situation is still a little calm, but it can be, a calm before the storm. That's what people say. When as the day progressed and this, Kukizo Women for Human Rights Group, this people, started rally in the noon. The situation might again escalate into something big. So at the moment, finger crossed. Yes, follow.
Right, Mubasir, like you've mentioned, it might be the calm before a bigger storm. So, can we expect that the people there, the stakeholders there, or the citizens there are still, as they're not happy with the situation over the new government that has been recently built, can we expect a much bigger escalation after this particular one?
Well, Solo, the new Chief Minister, Mr. Khemchand, shared a good rapport with tribal folks. Since from the very beginning, he always enjoyed good relation with tribal people, particularly both Kukis and Nagas. So he might make certain changes or some bold moves. He might even visit Churachandpur also. Unlike Biren Singh, he's a totally different character. Above it, he so far, whatever we have seen in the public domain, he seemed to have a very good rapport with both the Kukis and Naga. So he he will have a better, I think, better control over the situation in comparison to Biren Singh, because Biren Singh was, mostly Kuki organizations and Kuki groups are totally against Biren Singh as the Chief Minister of Manipur. Now the central government has removed Biren Singh, and another man, Mr. Khemchan, is put in the helm of affairs, and he seems to have a good reputation with Kuki organization as well as other hill groups. So he will definitely have the better, I think, better control of in comparison to Biren Singh. Yes, follow back to you.
All right, Mubasir, talking about the new CM, Mr. Khemchan, like how can we expect some, as you've mentioned just now, we can expect some bold move from him. What exactly can we expect from him?
He will definitely try to reach out to, Kuki organizations, different Kuki organizations and local people. He will definitely, I think in days to come, he will definitely try to reach out to Kuki organizations and, groups, and their MLAs are already in, they are already in support of him. Just that, some other organizations, he will definitely reach out to other organizations, I think. And they will definitely have the softer approach toward Mr. Khemchan, because he is a he's a totally different character, and other than that, their demand for, removal of Mr. Biren Singh has been, accepted by the central government, and Biren Singh is removed now. Now that, Khemchan is in the helm of affairs, and he has a totally different outlook, and so I think in one way it is a good chance, it is a good, opportunity for both the government as well as for the people of Manipur to resolve the issue in some amicable manner. As Mr. Khemchan is the new leadership, and he is. Understandably, so far he seems to be agreeable to most of the communities in Manipur. Yes, the Kukijo community definitely have their own stand about their critical demand about this separate administration and all those stuff. Those are very critical stuff, and we cannot come to the conclusion for all those stuff also. But as far as Mr. Khemchan is concerned, he seems to enjoy good relationship with different Kuki groups. Other than that, he also have a fresh, he will definitely have a fresh approach towards all the, political, all the, issues nagging in Manipur. Yes, follow.
So Mubasir, based on what you're saying, we can expect the current Chief Minister, Khemchan, and to have a dialogue between the Kukis organizations and the government, the current government.
I think behind the scene, he might have already started also, because it is already expected, that once this this popular government came into place, there will be some form of protest or issue. The issue that we have seen earlier might have pop up once again. So I think behind the scene, he might have already started reaching out to the hill folks, particularly these Kukizo areas. He already shared very good rapport with MLAs of BJP MLAs of Kukizo communities. Through their MLA, through their elected representative, he might have already started reaching out to the people. I think it is a good opportunity. The chance of leadership at the moment seems like a good opportunity for Manipur, to resolve the crisis, at least to some level. Yes,
Right, Mubasir. So does that mean that the night-long confrontation point to a breakdown of trust between the state administration and the sections of the Kukizo community?
That is understandable. The trust deficit is already happening for a so long time. It's not a new thing in Manipur. Normally, such clashes happen during nighttime. During late evening and nighttime. People come out in large number. They started pelting stone. The clashes are happening here and there around. Some youths are coming up. They are throwing stones, etc. And these things are happening for quite some time. Only way to contain such things is, one is at the top level dialogue, and at the ground level, night curfew. But then curfew, we cannot impose curfew all the time. We have to bring the situation, we have to, live this curfew also. So we cannot we cannot impose curfew all the time. That is a big challenge for, the state government and also for the district administration also, But normally such things happen during night times or late evening. Youth mostly comes out in large number and protest started. Today again, yesterday again it happened, and today again, there is this schedule rally. We don't know what will happen, But in Manipur, there is a history, of whenever, big rally happen. After the rally, violence started, there is a tendency of, escalation of violence after a rally or big congregations, big public congregations. So it is a big challenge. I think the biggest challenge for new chief minister also. As he became the chief minister, he now faced with all the problems, that was being faced by Mr. Biren Singh when he was a chief minister. So it is his first big challenge. Hopefully, he will come out with, flying colors. Yes, Solo.
So, Mubasir, since we can expect dialogue, and you've mentioned that there might already be some negotiations going on behind the screen, so what next after that? After the dialogue is done and once the negotiations are done, can we expect peace back in Manipur again?
There is a relative peace in Manipur, in comparison to earlier times, Since the imposition of this president rule, there is a relative peace. At least, there is no, cross-firing as such. It used to happen in, this so-called buffer zone area or this so-called, frontier area. Earlier there used to be, cross-firing between the two communities. Village volunteer, both communities are firing upon one another. And people are dying in, on everyday basis. The death and injuries report of death and injuries are coming up on daily basis. But then, after the imposition of president rules, the large number of, arms and ammunition are being, confiscated from these groups. And then, many groups have, tendered their arms voluntarily also. Then, there was a relative peace. So, I think slowly and, things will calm down slowly in Manipur. Right now, no, even though some, people have so far, expressed this, their resentment toward the formation of new popular government, particularly from this Kukizo community. By and large, I think no MLAs have so far said that they will resign or they are against it. At least for one or two MLAs like this, Mr. Paulen and Hawkip is here. So others are by and large supportive of the government formation, new government formation. And people are tired also. People both in hills and valleys, people are tired of all the violence happening on daily basis for last so many months. So I think peace will have to come, it's a natural, if things are happening for a very long period of time, people get tired also. And
Right, Mubasir. So, Mubasir, coming back to the protest, I'd like to cut you there once. Coming back to the protest, why is there still no official confirmation on injuries and detentions hours after the clashes? Is information being deliberately withheld?
Well, I talked to some officials in the morning as well. Most of the injuries are also, minor injuries. One or two guys, had injuries, and they then, even after being injured, they were still participating in the protest. So these are all, lathi charge and tear gas injuries, not, any major injuries. That is first. And as far as detention is concerned, it's a normal process. When protests happen, some certain amount of people are detained, then they were being advised, or then they were released back. No, charges were normally not, if the offenders are not, serious kind of offense, then no charges were, imposed upon them. So, above it, if the security forces, started saying that we have arrested this amount of, this much number, we have arrested 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, etc., then, it it happened, opposite effect also. It angers the, protester, and they started, protesting. The protesters started, agitation in a bigger scale, demanding the release of their, kins and all those things. So it is, the normal practice in Manipur. Whenever such thing happens, the authority never reveal, how many people they have arrested, because at the end of the day, they will be released back if their offense are not big. Yes, Solo, back to you.
So, Mubasir, was the use of force, including repeated tear gas shelling and lathi charge, as you've mentioned, proportionate, or has it further alienated local communities?
It definitely does. Alienation is already there, but then there is no other option with the state government or with the authorities also. If protests are happening, they have started pelting stones. They have started burning down these public properties. Randomly they have started this violence. Then they have to be there has to be some measures to contain the violence. Police or this CRPF personnel will have to use this lathi charge and firing of these tear gas shells, which is a normal practice. I think it is both sides are true. In a sense that the alienation is always there. When you lathi charge people get angry, then there is an alienation. But on the other hand, it is also important for us to understand from the perspective of authority also. The district administration and the state government, how could they contain the violence? When during the night time, when a large number of protesters are coming out and they have started pelting stone at the police, and they have started burning down public properties and all, then they have to be they have to be stopped forcefully. That is the message that the government wants to send. Yes, absolutely.
So, Mubasir, with all these clashes and protests happening and the disruption, how is the sentiment and also the mental state situation of the stakeholders there, especially in the hot zone areas?
Yes, Solo, definitely it affects the mental peace. There is no doubt about it. But having said that, another thing is, by and large, with the coming of this popular government, there is some kind of hope in the mind of people. Now that we are staying a new government, they will at least they will try to make a fresh approach to the all the issues nagging the state. So there is some kind of hope also, particularly in Valley area. There is people are so much tired with this president rule that almost everyone seems to be happy in Valley area with the coming of this popular government. Everyone, there was when the day it was declared that Mr. Yumnam Khemtan was chosen as the BJP legislative party leader. There was a celebration at the residence of, there was a great amount of celebration at the residence of Mr. Yumnam Khemtan, and we have seen, crackers all around Impal also. So people here, particularly in Valley area, people seem to be, in a very positive mood at the moment. This new government is enjoying a good, so far good, support from the public, at least in Valley area. But from the hillside also, yes, their MLAs, this two MLAs have already, come to Impal, which is a big thing, which I need to mention also. Two MLAs come to Impal and participate in this, swearing-in ceremony of Mr. Khemtan, which is a big thing, which we cannot even imagine in some 2-3 months back. No cookie person or no Meitei person was venture outside the Meitei dominated area, and they have venture inside cookie areas. In the same way, no cookie MLA or be it other leaders have, entered, at least for some 1 or 2, exception. Other than that, not many cookie, leaders have come to the Impal, and, they haven't attended any public function, nothing. So, just to start, start the process of, intermingling between these two community, which was, started by these two MLA, can be seen as a public, very positive outcome of the new formation of the government. Yes, Solo.
All right. So, Mubasir, has the decision of some Kukizo MLAs to join the government, worsen ground realities instead of stabilizing the state?
Well, we have to see from the perspective of the MLA's concern also. There was a lot of pressure from the central government. The central government pressurized them to, join the government, and they have only option they have is, either left the party and resign from their MLA membership. That is the only thing they can. The only option they have left. So we have to see from their perspective also. They have very less option. But yes, many people are protesting that, demanding, seeing at the fact that so much happened in Manipur. They have many other. They have such a great list of demand and saying that separate administration is the only solution. Things like fixed schedule. Things like some people are even demanding this union territory status for Kuki area, etc., etc. So all those stuff will can be discussed slowly, but from the perspective of the concerned MLA also, we have to see from their perspective also. It is either it may be either this Takib Jain or this LM Khauti. From their perspective also, there is an immense pressure from the central government to join the government, and they themselves also wanted to join it. If they also feel that if they join the government, this popular government, there will be chance to at least some chance to bring peace in the state. Everyone, if we talk to privately, when we talk privately, everyone wanted peace, and everyone wanted, this both Meitei and Kuki to resolve their, issues and started living together peacefully as we used to live earlier. That is everyone wishes. So, from the perspective of the concerned MLA also, we have to see from the perspective of concerned MLA. Yes, it may have, your question is right, it may have, still from the outside, then, it may have aggravated the situation. Because, when there was no resolve of issue between this community, this certain MLAs decided to join the popular government, and now then again this protest started in Chulsanpur and other Kuki dominated areas. So that is what people are saying. But from the perspective of the MLAs, concerned MLAs, they also wanted to give the peace a chance. They wanted to support the government, and they feel that if somehow they could manage some form of understanding between the two communities, then it will be good for all the parties concerned.
Right, Mubasir. Since time is running out, I'd like to wrap up with this last few questions. Like, since you've mentioned about perspective, talking about perspective, Mubasir, from the Kukizo groups and their perspective, say joining the state government has been seen as accepting the status quo. So they fear it weakens the leverage with the center. So it's safe to say that they want guarantees on security, the political autonomy, and long-term protection as well. So how do you project this?
Well, they have definitely they have a long list of demands. All the demands that you mentioned, and some other demands they have. But then we have to see from the bigger picture also. For central government also, the biggest challenge for central government is we have to see the biggest big challenge for central government. In the fact that if every community living in a single state started demanding separate administration, separate this, separate that, then it will be very difficult for central government to decide. Keep on giving all those demands. Yes, I'm not saying that all those demands are not legitimate or things like that, but it has to be decided in a certain manner. Decided in a certain manner. With whether by the parliament or whether by the with the consultation of all the leaders concerned, as decided. But then we as far as for a center or as far for the state government is concerned, as long as there is a Manipur, we have to go by the fact that all the people can we live peacefully together by intermingling, and also by by maintaining the this integrity of the money, this integrity of the state. So we cannot say that certain people if certain people started making certain demand, as you already know, when it is not easy for government, central government or be it any other government to started giving to the demand of people. So yes, many people have many demands, but then we have to look for, we have to see it, in a holistic manner. Things could not be, changed in a, overnight. That is what
Right,
I could say. Yes.
Right. So before ending this conversation, I'd like to take some key points from you. So has the protest there, night-long protest, today, the situation is calmer now? Can we say that the situation is in control now?
Situation right now, the situation is under control. Since morning, there is no report of violence, no protest, but we are still waiting for the schedule, this rally by Kukijo Women for Human Rights Group, which I'm sure the concerned authority are also, giving a strict vigil, which is again the main issue.
So when you talk about rally, Mubasir, the rally is a peaceful rally, right?
Yes, but then, peaceful rally. They have said it is a peaceful rally, but then, when large number of people congregate, things could escalate. When it is already, when the situation is already critical, where, last night clashes have happened, and if again in the same place, if, rally started happening, then things could escalate. There is a chances. That is what I'm saying. Yes, Solo, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Mubasir. Do give us more updates as you get more information, and thank you so much for joining us, Mubasir.
Thank you.
All right. So, as our correspondent has informed us, things might escalate, might not escalate, but it comes down to whether, if without immediate political dialogue, is Manipur heading towards prolonged unrest despite having an elected government. The question also remains whether if what unfolded in Tuibong is more than a law and order episode. It is a reminder that government formation alone does not guarantee stability. The night-long clashes, the shutdowns and social boycotts point to a deeper crisis of trust, representation and dialogue. The security deployments may restore temporary calm, but without meaningful political engagement and confidence-building measures, tensions in Manipur heals, the district risks surfacing again and again. Manipur may have a government, but until consensus replaces confrontation, peace on the ground will remain fragile. So to know more, keep watching Hornbill TV.